Now, this rule is very personal to me. He who fails to plan plans to fail. And we're not planning to fail in 2026, are we? Come closer. Let me share a secret with you how I got clients without even doing advertisement. Anywhere you go, you hear new year, new me. The goal is to choose calm, planning, and structure this year. I will hold your hand when I tell you this. Your weekends are not for washing clothes. Keep your friends close, your enemies closer. It's not me you will hear how Delilah got to Samson. It's not from me. Don't tell anyone I told you so. It is 2026 and everybody is talking about New Year resolution. Anywhere you go, you hear New Year, new me. But the question is, are you really new? All those New Year, new me things you used to say, it's not just going to change you. You do not change by just words alone. You change by constant action. You change by deliberate decisions, being intentional about those decisions and making sure you see those decisions all the way to the end. So, which brings me down to today's episode on the FLORRAPEDIA podcast. Let's get right into it. This is the FLORRAPEDIA podcast. Hi, welcome back again to the FLORRAPEDIA podcast episode. Yay! I am super excited. Are you excited? Because I am. I was thinking about what I decided to do in 2026. Back in 2025, around December, I had this mindset that, oh, I was going to start a gym. I was going to start saving. I was going to start investing. I had a whole lot of plans. I don't want to bore you with it, but I had plans. Okay. Don't judge me. I'm just the girl. But down into 2026, after eating the Christmas rice, the New Year rice, the meat, the chicken, everything, I started to realize that I was falling back into some of those habits I said I was not going to do again. Shocking, right? I know, because I had plans. I had a whole vision board set out. I had resolutions and decisions I made, and yet I still fell back to some of those attitudes, some of those behaviors, some of those patterns I said I was not going to do again. Me, myself, I was shocked. So if you're like me and you're experiencing this kind of thing too, this is not going to work out. Let's accept. Come closer. Let's accept now that this is not going to work. We need to set boundaries. You need to have rules and guidelines, and you are supposed to follow them. So that was the inspiration of today's episode of the FLORRAPEDIA podcast. 10 rules I intend to keep and live by in 2026. They are non negotiable. So let's get right into number one rule. So, number one, rest is non negotiable. Now, for a workaholic like myself, rest feels like punishment. Rest feels like I am committing a sin. Literally, I kid you not. Whenever I'm doing something and I decide to take a break, my mind keeps aching and itching to go back to that thing because I feel like I am not supposed to be resting, even when every normal human beings are resting. Now, this is a pattern that developed when I started to do digital marketing for the first time. Getting into that field for the first time, I felt overwhelmed. I felt like I needed to do more to keep up. I was working and learning on the job. I wanted to always stay at the top of the trend. I would work mornings and nights and even work till the next day. And I don't even get to rest. I was overwhelmed with that sense of emergency, of always wanting to keep up, always wanting to meet deadlines and keep track of everything I was doing. It made me grow this sense of if I'm resting, I am committing a crime or I am doing something wrong. That stops in 2026. Personally, for me, I don't know about you. I am going to be taking a whole lot of rest this year, a lot of rest that is going to help me be more productive and stay active during the day. So I get to balance work life balance, get to do my brand, get to go to work, and also get to show up every single day on the FLORRAPEDIA podcast for you for me, and for the community. So, yes, my dear, rest is non negotiable. Two, eat healthy. Now, this does not mean starving yourself. Neither does it mean uh diet until your neck is now like bonga fish. I'm sorry, it doesn't mean that. This simply means cutting down on processed food and eating more of foods that are prone to digest fast and eat at the right and appropriate times. And if you can even add going to the gym to the whole schedule, please do, because it will help you a lot. Now, if you don't have money, please don't be pressured to start looking for money for gym, because I know how expensive most gyms can be right now. So you can start by jogging around your streets, jogging around your compound, or even just doing some little skipping and, doing some small movement exercise. There are apps, by the way, that can help you do this. I don't know if it's called fitness something or so. It's going to help you do some crunches and some small, small exercise that will help you stay in shape. Now you get to choose what kind of exercise you want to do. If you want to lose weight, or you just want a toned body, or you just want to be healthy, you can choose any of the package. And the good thing is you can actually use it without paying. It's free. But I think they do have some payment plans for advanced level, or even giving you diet tips and strategies. You get to decide that. But if you want to use it without paying, we're all about free things that can help us. Then maybe as time goes on, when you see the use and you want to elevate further, you can now go ahead and pay for it. But for the meantime, you don't even need to be pressured to pay for it. All you just need to do is start exercising. Okay? Three, reduce screen time. Now, I don't even need to preach to you how much staying on the screen for too long, especially for irrelevant things, affects you mentally, psychologically, and even your eyesight. I'm going to say it, emphasis on irrelevant things, because I know there are a lot of people who make money from their phones, who make money from their devices. I am one of them. I do shoot videos, edit them, and I do so many other works like writing and the rest through my device. But I try to make sure that I use a blue lens glasses while I'm at it. And if you know you must, please make sure that you monitor the time you spend on social medias and all these apps, because it can really drain you from being productive. I've been in that loop before. You just say, "Oh, let me quickly check one or two videos," and before you know it, you're already inside the Instagram, Facebook, TikTok rabbit hole, the continuous binging on different kinds of platform. Then you move down to Netflix and you chill. It's not healthy. It's not advisable. It's something I want to cut down on, and I think you should too. So three is reduction of screen time. We're reducing screen time this year, and we're doing things that are more productive. Read more books. Please go out, have fun, meet people, talk to people in the real life, real world. And you can also converse once in a while on the internet. It's okay, but make sure you reduce screen time. Okay? Rule number four, eliminate the habit of spontaneity. Now, I know you love to be spontaneous once in a while, but every time you are spontaneous with your plans, your goals, your career, your life, it just simply means you are not planning. And like they say, he who fails to plan plans to fail. And we're not planning to fail in 2026, are we? Okay. So, what I decided to do in this 2026 personally was to remove every form of spontaneity. You could be spontaneous with your family, with your friends, with your lover, but spontaneity all the time is a no no. So here's what we're going to do. Henceforth, we're going to jot down every single thing we want to do for the day. We're going to have daily plans, monthly plans, and yearly goals. Now, you can use your jotter or journal or whatever piece you love to write on if you're the analog kind of person. If you're like me and you want to digitalize, here are some few apps I love to use. The Google Tax app. to monitor my engagement for the day, my itinerary for the day, and know what I am doing and what I'm not doing. But one of the best app I prefer the most is the Focus app. Because why? It comes with the Eisenhower matrix, which helps you to monitor taxes that are important, that are urgent, the ones that are not important, the ones you can leave for later, and it just makes life so easy. This app has four categories. The first category is the urgent and important. For me, this type of tasks are the tasks I carry out first. They're the ones I do immediately. The second one is the important but not urgent. You obviously need to do this one, but not immediately. So maybe like the next day or 2 days later, you can do this one. So for me personally, I schedule this kind of tasks. Let's say, for example, posting content. Perhaps when I record and I don't want to post that day, I could edit or do whatever I want to do on it, do some finishing touches, and I schedule it for the day I want it to go live. Now, that's another way you could go about it. For you, it could be any other thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be content. Now, the third category in this matrix is the urgent but not important. This type of tasks are the tasks that has to be done, but it necessarily doesn't have to be you. Now, you could either probably handle the tasks if you want to, but if you can, you delegate it. You delegate it to someone else, you delegate it to people who are more capable to do it. A good example is perhaps you're a content creator and video editing is not your strong suit. You could give it to someone who is more capable. This person would handle the tasks more efficiently and give you results immediately. So it is very important for you to actually do it, but then it's not necessarily you that should do it, right? So this type of tax, you delegate it. So what are the tasks you want to delegate? You put it in that place. Now, the last but not the least is the not urgent and not important. For this type of tax, I usually just throw them away because they're not important and they are not urgent either. This matrix just help you to shuffle your work and find out which one is relevant and which one you need to clear up immediately. So this is why I love the Focus app. You could download it on Google Play Store and even on Apple iOS. It's very easy to use, it's user friendly, and any of the apps work actually. Anyone that is your choice, just test it out. It helps you stay more efficient. So, yes, that's just my top pick. But there are so many more. You could leave that in the comment section and let us know which one is good. Now, if you've been enjoying this podcast episode so far and you've not clicked the subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Don't you want to be a part of this journey? Please click the button immediately so that you can join the community and we grow together. Now, with that being said, let's move down to rule number 5. Rule number 5, no more free jobs. Now, this rule is very personal to me. Come closer. Let me share a secret with you how I got clients without even doing advertisements. Now, this is a strategy that worked for me and it's still working for me till date. I'm just going to give a brief story about it. Don't tell anyone I told you so. So, it was simply giving free jobs. There was no magic trick. There's nothing special. It was just freebies. So it started like this. When I started digital marketing newly, I started to learn, but learning alone without practicing was as good as useless. Now, I did not have the clients to work for. I did not have people to showcase my abilities to and build my portfolio at the same time. So it was so difficult that I had to start giving out free jobs. I basically gave out free jobs to friends, family, and even some few clients I did not know, with little or no pay sometimes. And that was basically how I gained their trust. Helping people do things that you can do only for them to, learn what you do and then come back to you the next time. And by the time they come the next time, you're like, oh, you have to pay for it because I mean, it's not free now. There is no free things even in Freetown. So yes, so that was basically the secret. But it got to a stage. The freebies became the bane of my existence. I mean, it was literally like my downfall. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it when I actually did some of those things. I had fun and I learned and I grew. But When you start, the thing with helping people once in a while is when you start, people do not really know how to call it a quit. And then some people would expect that you go on and keep offering those services. And that was when I decided to make this New Year resolution that henceforth in 2026, no more freebies. Because if you keep giving free of charge, what will be left for you? How do you feed? How do you cope in this economy? So I started to tell people no to some level, to an extent. I really do not have to do it for you if I don't want to do it. And if it's a service I actually render to people and they pay me for it, obviously you have to pay for it, irrespective of who you are. You have to pay for it. And that's like one of the major mantra I have this year. No more free jobs. You're going to pay for all of my services, any of my services I can offer to you. And maybe, just maybe, if you were good to me, I could give you family and friend discounts. But if not, my dear, you're going to pay. Yes, it sounds harsh, but it's true. Now let's move down to rule number 6 we intend to keep in 2026. So, rule number 6, weekends are sacred. Yes, I will hold your hand when I tell you this. Your weekends are not for washing clothes. I know. And they are not for work or clubbing alone either. Please stop it. So sometimes weekends are just basically to help you relax, reconnect with friends and families, and to also help you get ready for the next week so that you get all pumped up for the next week. But most times, people really do not know when to call it weekend and weekday. They just work all day long. And even when they are home, they keep working. I fall under that category, and that's where this rule number 6 comes in. No more works on weekends. Weekends are strictly sacred. So any work would have to wait till Monday. Weekends, sometimes in most places, people consider weekends to start from, Saturday, Sunday. But funny enough, Sunday is actually the first day of the week. I don't know if I'm correct or wrong. You can correct me. That's why we're here after all. But I think weekend starts from when you close from work on a Friday, and Friday, Saturday is your weekend. You get to do whatever you want to do. But please try and make sure you minimize how much clothes you wash on weekends. Weekends are not for clothes alone, please. It's to unwind and rest, relax, have fun, connect with your family and friends, especially for those who have kids. You need time to connect with them, bond with them, be a present parent. And that's what weekends are for. For those that are single, you're not left behind. You can also connect with yourself. Go back to your old self. Try to think, what makes me happy? What makes me laugh? What gives me joy? What gives me that essence of living? That's what weekends are for. Okay? So do have fun this weekend, please. I beg you. You'll thank me later. Okay? Now, rule number 7, no more urgent work. For the longest time, every task has always felt urgent to me. Sometimes it could be because the client knows they need something quickly, but they bring it at the 11th hour. And I get to be under pressure to deliver in a short period of time. This has been my constant routine for the longest time. I cannot even tell you how much struggle it is. So over time, I got to realize that not every urgent simply means you're being busy and productive. No, sometimes it just comes from, lack of planning and just waste of time. Over time, I became burnt out because I was constantly trying to over deliver in a very short period of time. And that got me to a certain level of tiredness, uncertainty, and even making me doubt myself to an extent because I don't get to do the work properly. And I start wondering, is this job really for me? Can I really, do this thing? I keep asking myself these certain questions, and it was very sad. So this year, the goal is to choose calm, planning, and structure this year over panic. I'm not going to start panicking over every little task. Any task that cannot be done within 30 minutes to 1 hour has to have a 3 days minimum to a 1 week notice, a 1 week work hour for me to actually get that job done. That's like a new rule. All of my clients, or most of my clients I know lately that have been bringing jobs to me, literally know this rule, because I'll tell you, I cannot get this done in 1 hour. So you definitely have to wait after 3 days, or sometimes it could be lesser or higher, depending on the gravity or, the bulkiness of the job. So there is no more rushing. There is no more being in a haze all the time. I choose calm and peace over chaos this year. Please. And I think you should too. It will save you a whole lot of stress. It will save you that drama, of always being tired and overwhelmed. Trust me when I say I have experienced burnout several times. And it's not a good thing, honestly. It doesn't look good on anyone. And I'm sure it doesn't look good on you too. So let's move down to rule number 8. Rule number 8, learn to say no. Now, I know you must have had this several times. People say no, no, no. But let me tell you this: saying no is a full sentence. It does not have any comma or continuation. It's a full sentence. You really do not need to explain yourself. You really do not need to overemphasize why you're saying no. You don't have to. You don't have to explain if you don't want to. So saying no is as good as saying, I don't want to do it and I will not do it. I won't and I can't. These days, before I do anything, the first thing I ask myself is, does this grow my brand or dilute it? Does this move my revenue, relevance, or relationship forward? Does this cost me my peace more than it pays me? Now, in 2026, every decision has to answer these three questions before I say yes or no. Now, if the answer to those questions are no, obviously my answer will be no. Because if it's not growing my revenue, it's a no. If it's not improving me in any way, it's a no. If it does not add value to my life, my brand, and my financial state, it's a no. So, yes, I think that's basically it. No is no. You don't need to explain it. I hope I've emphasized this enough. You do not need to explain. Please don't. Don't do it. Rule number 9, learn to separate value from access. Now, because someone likes you doesn't mean they necessarily should have access to you. Now, because you know someone doesn't mean they should have the right to get to you at any time and any day. I've come to realize that most times, most people come closer not because they like you, not because they want anything from you or they want the best for you. No, they come closer because, like they say, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. So a lot of people do this because they just want to get closer to you. They just want to know you more, to know what exactly is making this girl feel this way. What is giving her that ego that is making her feel like, she's the boss of us. She has that, shoulder pad. I want to know what is making her feel pumped. They just want to test you. They just want to know why you feel the way you feel, why you do the things you do, and what gives you the guts to do the things you want to do. So in 2026, what we'll get to do is we separate people in circles. Now, I have about 3 major circles. The general circle, now this is generally people who knows me. But maybe I don't know them. Probably I know them. Now, the outer circle, now these are the ones I consider as acquaintance. Those I've probably had close interaction with, close communication with, and they're just basically passerbys. And then we have the inner circle. You see that inner circle? Guide it with your life. Those are the ones that really come close. Those are the ones that are able to give you advice. Those are the ones that are able to know little things about your life. Those are the ones you get to be vulnerable around. Those people can make or break you. So the more you let people into that inner circle, hmm, I know you know what that means, but I'm not going to say it with my mouth. It's not me. You will hear how Delilah got to Samson. It's not from me. But please be careful with those you let into your inner circle because it's going to be very, very detrimental, not just to you, but probably to those around you too. And you do not want that. Okay? Let's move down to the rule number 10. Rule number 10, cut off. Cutting off is not easy, but you need to understand that not every habit, conversations, relationship, commitment deserves a second chance. Not every person that is in your life deserves to stay there. Sometimes some of them are there because you never question them. You never question their loyalty. You never question their intentions. You never question that little red flags that they showed off. So learn to cut off the things that are not good for you. Now, this is not me saying cut everybody off. This is not me saying once every little thing happen, just start cutting, cutting, cutting. No. Sometimes build meaningful relationship. But when relationship no longer serve you, the purpose you have in life no longer serves your purpose, no longer serves your intentions towards life, towards your goal, then they need to go. They need to go. Whatever relationship that drains your focus, your peace, and your mental health needs to go. You need to cut them off. This simply means cutting off unproductive routine, cutting off disrespect marks as familiarity, work that brings you stress but not growth, irrespective of the fact that, the work is paying well, people that benefit from access without bringing value, cut them off. So in 2026, here's our new rule. Write first, think and reflect well, then speak with purpose. So we're cutting out everything that is not adding value to us and we're replacing it with new habits, new things, new commitment, new relationships that will grow us in this 2026. I know you mean business too. And yes, I do too. And I really hope that this 2026 will be the beginning of great things for us. And I really cannot wait to unravel all we have to offer here on the FLORRAPEDIA podcast. I'm sure you're not going to regret that subscribe button that you just clicked. Oh, you've not clicked it. Oh my God. What are you waiting for? Please click the subscribe button so that you get to watch every weekly podcast episode that we will be releasing, as will be on your screen on every social media platform on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and even podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the rest. So make sure that you tune in to listen every single week. It's going to be amazing. I am still your amazing host, Florabella, and I hope to see you on our next episode again. But before we go, I need you to understand this. Most brands don't fail because of lack of talent or resources. They fail because of lack of boundaries. Now, whether you're growing your personal brand or your business brand, or you're just trying to navigate through life as a normal human being that is trying to survive, please learn to set healthy boundaries that would help you. Because in this life, if you do not shine your eyes, they're going to choke their hand inside it. And we don't want that in 2026. So with that being said, go out there and be a better version of yourself as we are here to improve one life at a time. And please, while you're at it, be gentle and kind on yourself and take things slowly. Make sure you make someone smile. Okay? See you on our next episode again. Catch ya. Bye.